Good Tuesday morning to you. Roger Hill of Wuthering Heights, VELCO Weather Hazards Forecaster. This weather video, driven by 802cars.com. They represent 802 Toyota, Twin Cities Subaru, and 802 Honda, all located off of Exit 7 on Interstate 89. Seeing a little bit of shower activity on the back side of this departing upper level system. This is the 500 millibar. You can see a close cutoff area of low pressure tracking to the east. Nothing but warmer temperatures to our west, and that's what's going to be pushing on in. Temperatures basically in the 50s, currently across the 40s in Vermont, but we're anticipating warmer temperatures to make it in here even as early as this afternoon, along with a little bit of a slot of drier air. Looks like we're going to see some decent amounts of sunshine. Of course, that will fill in with some stratocumulus clouds from time to time. Not anticipating any rain showers once these showers this morning move on in or move through. These showers should stay away from us and dissipate out for a little extended period of drier weather for a change. Okay, looking at the upper level low, that's off to the east of Vermont. You can see just a little tiny bit of leftover precip. This 6-hour periods here using the European model. Our next little batch of rain showers just scoots a little to the north of us. That's going to happen during the afternoon on Wednesday. And then this kind of ridge of higher pressure, kind of a Bermuda high setup, is centered a little bit south. This is the island of Bermuda. And the inflow kind of takes a track with a lot of instability, shower and thunderstorm activity. It's moved off the sort of the western plains, northern plains, and Rockies, where we've been seeing thunderstorms the last couple of days. This instability is headed our way, so this air mass is poised to produce some thunderstorms. And the frontal boundary kind of sets up right here. So over time, this is valid about in the morning hours, it looks like on Wednesday. And then continuing, here's your afternoon on Wednesday. And then late in the day, it looks like some encroachment toward the St. Lawrence River Valley. That could mess up our Wednesday afternoon dry project weather. But right now, it looks like it's going to stay a little bit to the north. But it gives way during the evening. Everything collapses in. Things begin to dissipate out. By the time we get into Thursday, the main instability, this is valid about 7 o'clock in the morning or 8 o'clock in the morning on Thursday. You can see that the main areas of showers and thunderstorms will be back to the west across the lower Great Lakes, so the northern Ohio River Valley into New York. This is going to be tracking toward Vermont and into Vermont. And it looks like the main instability continues to stay to the west, but these could be locally heavy rain producers with higher precipitable water levels. By the time we get into Friday, this an area of low pressure that's beginning to develop. This is a little bit more robust. You can see some stronger thunderstorm activity, especially notable. Kind of it breaks off and splits off to two different segments. This would be probably some severe weather moving across parts of Pennsylvania, New York, and into probably central and southern New England. Right now, maybe not northern areas. That could be subject to change. But that area of lower pressure begins to push across the region as the low tracks through Quebec. And finally, it gets out of here Friday night. Now, that's also going to produce some strong gradient winds. You notice the winds are a little bit tight here. Also, we have what could be maybe potentially worst case scenario, some kind of a squall line and some winds behind that. So some gradient wind issues, marginal, but nevertheless something we have to watch. We could have a shot of severe weather followed by some gradient winds. That would happen during the day on Friday. We get into overnight periods on Friday and into Saturday. It looks like drier weather finally builds in for 2 days of good project weather both Saturday and Sunday. You see that 1027 area of higher pressure. This is valid about 7 o'clock on Sunday morning. So it's a little cheesy on Saturday, but Sunday is looking a little bit better. And the ensembles seem to be thrusting that as well. So we get into the early part of next week, and things look like we kind of dry out for a change. And that's pretty welcome as our river levels are running pretty high. But with substantial rainfall, let me just show you 7 days here. This is our total 7-day rainfall. You can see greater than 2-inch amounts across parts of southern Vermont. But the main focus and mechanism here is going to be definitely across the areas of the northern Ohio Valley, lower Great Lakes region, and into New England. GFS ensemble, just a little bit of sprinkle activity carried over from this morning. Otherwise, this would be a clear shot. And then the GFS is focusing on these two events, both late in the day on Thursday, late in the day on Friday, and then drying conditions thereafter. Weather Prediction Center forecasted precipitation amounts using the GFS as well as the European. You can see that it's, again, kind of elongated into northern New England. They're a little further north than where I would put it at this point. Focusing on temperature, first at 850 hectopascals. This is the 0 degree line atop approximately elevation of Mount Mansfield, 850 millibars, hectopascals. So you're looking at a nice warm-up aloft. These are pretty robust temperatures aloft, and that ensures temperatures that are going to get into that 75 to 80 degree range on Wednesday, tomorrow, and a little bit of a slide downward, but still relatively warm compared to where we have been. And quickly, we're looking at about 6 to 9 degrees above normal, a little cooler to the north, a little warmer to the south. About 3 days later, keep an eye on this here. You'll see that moving in and poised to start to knock the temperatures down. So only about 3 to 6 degrees above normals for this time of year. These are the high temperatures about 3 to 7 days out. Cool spots, not necessarily all of the Arctic, but parts of the Arctic, and of course parts warming. Then we have this little warm streak, and this is what's really going to be affecting us over the next several days. And then notice Antarctica has cooled off considerably, and it's continued quite warm across certain parts of Eastern Europe, Northern Africa, and so forth. And you can see this stretch here out ahead of with probably a relatively powerful cold front. Needless to say, a little more of a mix. Roger Hill, Wuthering Heights. Thanks for watching.